I didn't put my title on here because it's really long. And I heard somebody once say that the longer your title is, the less important you are. So it's like God, President, Vice President, Speaker of the House. Just keep getting less important. So anyway, hi, I'm Sarah. I lead a lot of things surrounding the IT and cybersecurity workforce for the Department of Health and Human Services. I do career training, technical training, talent and performance management, but my real passion is to help people figure out what they want to do and how to get to where they're trying to go. So I do a lot of like goal setting and competency development, training, things like that. So my personal mission is to create a space where everybody feels welcomed and empowered to pursue what they want to pursue. So I just wanted to show you kind of where I come from. I have a background as an IT trainer, and I just sort of ended up falling into cybersecurity education because I was started going from IT training into cybersecurity awareness training and writing stories like how Little Red Riding Hood was the victim of social engineering. You know, she meets the wolf, they start chatting, he finds out grandma's sick, you know, and it just really goes downhill from there. So that's what I do. So 7 years ago, my former colleague, Lisa Dorr, developed this career pathing model for HHS. And what she did was she took the NICE framework and she tried to figure out which of the roles indicated in the framework pertained to HHS. And when I say HHS, I mean CDC, NIH, FDA, SAMHSA, all of them, all 11. What roles do we currently have? How are people filling them? What are the competencies that are required for each role? So she created this whole career path model that we use. At the end of it, though, it ends up being this 100-page plus document per work role that we've identified, and it's just not usable. So she brought me in, and the way I explain it is she's got the manual on how to build a car. Most people just really need to know like what grade gas goes in, where's the windshield wiper fluid. So that's what I've tried to do, is boil it down and say, here is your professional development profile. The challenge that we face in HHS hiring, and I can just speak from HHS and probably a lot is healthcare sector as a whole, is we're not the sexy secret agencies that cybersecurity professionals think of when they're looking for their job. They want to go for NSA or FBI or whatever. They're not thinking what Sri said earlier, that our health information is 30 times more vital, more expensive than credit card information. So at HHS, we hold one of the world's largest repositories of health information. So when we're looking for cybersecurity people, we're protecting the actual entity of who you are. You can change your social security number if it gets hacked. You cannot change your blood type. So the technology that we use and the people that we need the highest caliber. So we say we are trying to grow, build, retain a world-class IT and cybersecurity workforce. And in order to do that, we need to get the right people in. We need to brand ourselves as an employer of choice. And we need to learn how to manage our human capital really well, and I think that's what we are trying to do here through the career paths. I read this morning. The value of a business is a function of how well the financial capital and the intellectual capital are managed by the human capital. You better get the human capital part right. So that's my job. So our career paths they output position descriptions, key differentiators. That means I'm a GS11 cybersecurity analyst and I want to be a 12. What does that look like? What is the difference? How do I get there? What behaviors do I need to exhibit? Performance management plans. That's a big deal. Every year, what am I going to do this year? How many conferences am I going to speak at? How am I going to get better at my job? What are my actual desires for this particular role? And all of this hinges on your technical competencies. Until I started, and I looked around and I said, okay, these technical competencies are wonderful and we need to have them, but we're missing a whole half of the person, which is the professional development side. We have a lot of technical people that I like to say can't talk real good. Or can't write real good. So, you've got these big breaches that happen and they want to tell you all about the vulnerability and how it was identified through blah, blah, blah. And people are just like, I don't get it. Should I change my password? Like, I don't know what just happened. So we're trying to kind of change how that works. So the softer side of cybersecurity. It's not just the technology that we need to look at anymore. And 1.8 million vacant IT and cybersecurity jobs is like happening. How many are there? 700,000 vacant jobs now or something crazy like that. So we can't just keep looking at the technical skills. We can't just keep looking at the people who are awesome at blockchain. I don't even know what that is. I need somebody to explain it to me. So we need people who are analytical, and we need people who can talk good and who can troubleshoot, and people with great ethics. So I think that our healthcare industry is poised to kind of step forward. If you are, so we've got the technical competencies. Maybe we're looking for somebody with A, B, C, D, E, and you've got A, B, C. Can we teach you D and E? Can you fill this role? Because you're already smart and you can talk and you can lead, and so that's what we want to try to grow. Not just the knowledge, skills, and abilities, but the attitudes. When we talk about training, I talk about knowledge, skills, and attitudes, because you can be able all day long, but if you don't have the right attitude to do it, if you're not in the right place, you're not going to be able to fill the role the right way. So we need analytical thinkers and we need good communicators. So what we're looking at now in HHS is developing a whole person development program where we're focusing on analyzing, recruiting, training, and retaining a world-class IT and cybersecurity workforce that can protect the nation's healthcare infrastructure, that can explain to the doctor's office in Arkansas why it's important that they upgrade their firewall, why it's important that they not have open Wi-Fi at their clinic, right? Who can do those things. We have the technical career paths. Now we need to work on the leadership competencies and teaching people how to lead teams and working on those soft skills. So that's what we're doing now. So I've been drawing, and this is a career development website that we are hopefully building at HHS that will be, if we can get lots of money, outward facing for everyone to look at, where you could come in and look at what professional profiles are we highlighting for this month in cybersecurity? What are all the free trainings? That's the big deal these days, right? Where can I go for free training? Fed VTE, Fed CTE. If you guys haven't looked at Cybrary, it's a fantastic website. I don't know if you guys know this, but Google actually launched a new IT certification program. Do you know about this? They offered it for free for a while now. I think it's like maybe $100. In 6 months, a mechanic can become an IT person. And they are promising that if you take the course and graduate, they're going to help you find a job. Like, that's how bad we need jobs. Google's like, come take this class for free and we will hire you. So they're even looking out and they're saying, okay, a mechanic, he doesn't have the technical skills that we need, but he's analytical. He's a troubleshooter. He's got the mind to try to figure out the intricacies of what's happening. He's perfect to bring over into this technical field. That's awesome. And that's the way we're going to fill that 1.8 person shortage. That's the way we're going to keep it from growing even bigger, really. So, on the career development, these are busiest slide ever. These are the work roles that we've identified in HHS as being IT or cybersecurity related. If you clicked on any of them, for example, cybersecurity analysis, you're going to see a breakdown of what the role is, what professional development activities you need to get. What does your job look like? Is it GS7 versus a 9 versus a 14? You're going to see all that information there, because we can bring in people we're only going to be able to keep them if we can feed into them and help them grow and help develop them into the kind of leaders that, frankly, we need in the federal government. We need people to come in and be passionate about their job and keeping my healthcare information safe and your healthcare information safe. So I've developed this program called the Partners in Excellence Revolution. It's a revolution because it's a change in how we've been thinking about technical development at HHS. The first part is the performance management. Where are you going to go? What are your goals? What technical skills do you need? And then the rest is how you're going to get there through job rotations. We're doing a modern mentoring program. In fact, I just led a speed mentoring event on Tuesday. And then learning and networking. This is the loneliest generation in history. Did you know that? We are more connected than ever, but we are so lonely. So we're promoting face-to-face. This is great. Sorry for all you people online, but this face-to-face thing is awesome because you're building relationships and you know, we're meant to do this. We're meant to touch and see eye to eye. So making that happen, especially you've got all these introverts in IT who really maybe don't want to talk to me, but I don't care because I'm an E. So trying to build that up and just strengthen the workforce. So that's what I'm really passionate about, is bringing the people in, helping them figure out how they fit, where they fit, and what can we do as an employer to get the very best out of them so that they are doing what we need them to do, which is protecting my little boy's PII, right? Okay, I think that's it.
I cannot compete with Sarah. She's got the best job possible and she can hire the best people around. But she's still competing with the NSA. I love it.
No such agency.
Well, I have about 45 minutes of questions for the panel because that was just fascinating to me. I live this every day, and just to hear their different perspectives and experiences, but I don't want to be selfish and take time away from the audience, both in the room and online. So I encourage you at any time to walk up to the microphones and ask your questions of the panelists. And we do have about a half hour, so my 45 minutes would run into the next session. So go ahead. Yes, sir.
To Mr. Shuri.
Yes.
Chief Information Security Officer. Big job. By mistake.
Yes.
Totally agree with your take on the compliance and security. Compliance is absolutely the floor. And when I tell people about compliance, yeah, it isn't equal as security, but it is absolutely, if you're out of compliance, then you're toasted when it comes to cybersecurity, right? and it could be
OCR told us this morning.